What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Vinnie Langdon Show. Today, my guest here is Sarah Donahue, and you are with the Pittston City Parade Committee. And tell us, who you are and what you're doing this year.
I'm Sarah Donahue. I am with the Pittston City St. Patrick's Parade. It's my third year with the parade, and I'm chairperson this year. And we're very excited to have everybody come down Main Street in 3 weeks.
Wow, 3 weeks. That's right. It's coming up quick and fast. But you guys been preparing for quite some time, not just in the last couple of months. You guys been doing it kind of all year long, right?
Yeah, it starts about a year in advance. I book the bands in the summer of the year before because they get booked. Obviously, March is their big time of year, so I have to get those early. And we start doing a lot of little things over the summer as well. Start looking at some sponsor things, developing our packages for sponsors, and all sorts of stuff like that. So it really is a year-long process to plan the parade.
Right. Now take us back to 3 years ago when someone had a great idea and said, well, hey, Scranton has a parade, Wilkes-Barre does a little parade, they do it all over the country, so why not Pittston, right?
We said, why can't we? A couple years ago when I came on to Pittston City as special events coordinator, I think it was about 4 years ago, the plan was to start developing some signature events in the city. We only had the Tomato Festival a couple years ago, so I came on board, and since then we've grown our Second Friday Art Walks with Rose Randazzo Pizzuto and myself and Maria Lavrone from the gallery, the art gallery, and we this year had Trick or Treat Main Street for the first time. We have Christmas in Pittston, so we're very slowly developing some yearly events that we could offer to the families of Pittston and Greater Pittston. So the parade was kind of just another step to go, and we thought we could do this, so let's try it, and it was great.
And, our downtown is great. It's not too big, not too small, and we're able to have the capabilities to do pretty much anything, right?
Yeah, we can really put on a nice parade for what we have. We have a nice flat Main Street. It's very conducive to a beautiful parade, a lot of sidewalk space to watch it. The parade itself is about a mile long, so there's a lot of great space to see it from. And we have a lot of great businesses in town, restaurants, different kinds of businesses that people could go in and support on Parade Day. So it's really a win-win for the people and the businesses.
Right. And speaking of the businesses, when you guys first came up 3 years ago and said, let's start a parade, they were very supportive, right?
Extremely supportive. Obviously, anything that's good for Pittston is good for them. So they were very excited, immediately on board. And they've always been very supportive. And anything we ever need for the parade, the businesses have been great to us.
Right. Now, in the past few years, it's just been the parade, and then every year after that, you guys are expanding little side events here and there. And tell us, you guys are doing a pub crawl. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've added 2 events this year, which is really ambitious, but we're feeling ambitious, so we got this. We added a pub crawl the Friday night before, March 4th, and we're going to go to 4 bars in the Greater Pittston area. Susquehanna Tavern over in Exeter, Tomato Bar right over here, Saints and Sinners in Pittston as well, and then Cibula's in DuPont. And we're going to bring a 20-piece pipe and drum band with us, the Wyoming Valley Pipe and Drum Band, to all these stops for an hour each, and we'll have some great times there. They'll play 2 sets at each bar. We're going to give some T-shirts away, so it's going to be a really nice kickoff to get everybody excited for Parade Day.
Yeah, and why not better than that type of music, right?
Absolutely, that's what's signature to a St. Patrick's Parade, the Pipe and Drum Band. So our good friends at Wyoming Valley Pipe and Drum, we're very excited. They're going to come with us. We're going to go around to 4 bars, and it should be a lot of fun. Yeah. Tremendous.
Now tell us about the reaction from last year. Very positive outcome, right?
Yeah, the reaction's always been very good. We have a lot of little things that people complain about, and everything that we hear, we fixed as best we could. Year 1, we actually didn't have any porta potties anywhere in town. We didn't provide that. We didn't think we needed to. We thought the people can just kind of go to the bars and restaurants if they need to. But that was a big to-do. So we got porta potties last year, and now we'll have them again this year. So that was kind of a big thing. And, in terms of lineup, the lineup is always a challenge to do. Where do people line up? Nobody wants to be towards the middle or the back, but somebody has to be in the middle or the back. So we're going to do a couple things this year to make that better. Maybe they're going to show up a little bit later so they're not waiting in the cold so long. So every year we're trying to adjust. We listen to feedback and criticism, and we appreciate it. So we do try to fix things as we can.
Yeah. No, this is really exciting. You guys are doing a Leprechaun Loop, and like you said, the parade route is a 1 mile long thing, so why not use the same track, right?
Yeah. So this year we decided, as races and 5Ks and all kinds of runs are very popular within our area, people love to do them, we thought, why can't we try one too? We have, again, a nice flat course. Within Pittston, we already have a couple other races that are 5Ks, so we didn't want to steal that per se, but we wanted to do something unique. So we decided to make it shorter, only have it a mile around our Main Street and Kennedy Boulevard, and it's a run or a walk, so people can choose to do either. If they decide to run.
Is it going to be like the Brooklyn Bridge and you're going to divide it and have one lane and the other lane?
No, not exactly. Exactly. Our plan for that is, and it's how we do most races in Pittston. The runners go first because they want to run. They don't want anyone in their way, and I respect that. And then there will be an ambulance separating the walkers, and then the walkers will walk behind that ambulance. So the runners don't have to worry about getting running people over. You know, they're just trying to walk with their strollers and their babies, which we encourage. We want people to walk the race too. So that's going to start at 11 a.m. on parade day. The parade itself is at noon, so people that line up to watch the parade will get to see a neat race beforehand, which will be really neat to see.
Right. And for the viewers out there that may not be, familiar with the Pittston downtown area, tell us, where does the parade start? Where does it end? And, they can actually get a good view from anywhere, right?
Anywhere along the route is a great spot to watch. The parade starts kind of at the southern part of town by the Turkey Hill, by the A+. That's where we have line up. So everybody kind of gets corralled in there and lines up there, and then it comes down Main Street, it goes north, it loops onto Kennedy Boulevard at the coal miner statue, and then it finishes kind of around Cooper's Seafood. And that's about a mile. It's about a mile. So anywhere along that spot is good. This area here in the downtown, right by the Lower Tomato Festival lot, is a really nice area because a lot of people will sit here. But if you're looking to get away from the crowd, then don't come here. Come maybe onto Kennedy or a little bit further up, just if you want to have a better vantage point per se. But the band shell is here, so if you want to hear the MC announce all the groups as they go by, and the pre and post entertainment that we're going to have by Yaddy Apnell Duo, then this downtown area is a really electric spot to be.
Right. Now, a concern for people out there, they're probably thinking, oh my gosh, where do we even park? There's no parking garages, there's parking lots here, but usually people are going to be standing there watching the parade from the parking lots. So what would you advise for people that are out there, come a little bit early, find parking, maybe park at their neighbors up on William Street or down the street?
We definitely advise to carpool if possible. The less cars, the better. We do have some new lots in town. We added a lot with the Pittston Library. We added some spaces behind City Hall this year too. So we did add some parking, but really anywhere you could find, I recommend, as long as it's not private property. If it is and it's posted not to park there, then don't park there. At least ask the business, can we park here? Just be respectful in that sense. But every event we have, even Tomato Festival, people find parking. People figure it out. We do have some businesses that have handicapped, so if they're willing to offer that, then that's a great spot for handicapped spaces that are available. So people really figure it out, but the earlier the better. If you can walk a little bit, park maybe up on a hill and come down. If you're going to be outside in the cold anyway, it's going to be warm this year. I know it. But you're going to be outside anyway, so if you have to walk a little bit, then you do. But if you get dropped off, maybe you have somebody pick you up. There's all different solutions, but really people do typically figure it out, and they recognize we don't have any major parkades in town, and coming to an event like this, you have to be willing to walk a little bit.
So for people out there that are probably wondering, well, who puts this on? Is this a City of Pittston event? Is this a side committee? Because I'm sure there's, these fees of blocking the roads, and, you got to get permits and food and all this, and it does take a lot. So, who is putting this all on?
It's amazing to think about. I would go to the Scranton Parade growing up forever, and all the floats and cars would come down the street, and you never think anything about it. But really, it's a tremendous amount of work and logistics to put a parade on. So the City of Pittston is ultimately in charge of this parade at this point, and we have a committee that works under the city, the St. Patrick's Parade Committee, that does all the work for the parade, and I'm a part of that, and I do work for the city, so I'm a part of both, essentially. And we have committees within the committee itself. We have subcommittees. We have publicity and print materials and sponsorships. So, and the race, of course, we have a race committee. So there are a lot of committees within our St. Patrick's committee, and that's what puts on the parade, essentially. And everybody works really well. Everybody has the ultimate goal of let's get all the cars and floats down Main Street in one piece, and that is everybody's goal. So we're in a really good place this year, committee-wise. Everybody's working really hard, and it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, so not only thanks to the sponsors, but thanks to the big committee that's putting it on, and it definitely helps out. Every person has a task, and they're doing it.
Does it. Yeah, everybody does it, and everybody helps each other. At this point, we're only 3 weeks out, under 3 weeks, essentially. So now it's getting into crunch time, big time. So I know that if I need something and I could ask somebody to do it, they'll help. So it is, it's a lot of work, really.
Right, so
put all those cars down Main Street.
It does. So is it too late to say, oh, I really wish I was in the parade, or,
It is too late at this point. Our deadline is actually Tuesday, the 16th, which is tomorrow. So it is essentially too late. And we have a lot of entries at this point. We have almost 100. So that's pretty much where we want to be. We're in a really good place. We have a lot of good entertainment. We have some businesses. We have a lot of good things going on within the parade. So the parade is going to be a really good parade of a lot of great entertainment.
And you know what's fun about every parade in a small town is, you know, you get to see so many familiar faces that you see, so many businesses. People are going to be like, hey, I go to that restaurant, you know, I go to that place. And, you know, it's really nice to see everyone all get involved.
And that's really the purpose of the parade. It's to highlight, you know, the businesses in town, the groups in town. They get to come down Main Street, smile, laugh, wave to their friends, and see everybody that they know. And really, that's the purpose of it. So I'm so happy that we're able to give that to the people of Greater Pittston.
So once again, give us the rundown. You know, when does the parade start? You got the Leprechaun Loop, and before that, the night before, you have the
We have a lot going on. Friday night, starting at 6 o'clock at Susquehanna Tavern, is the beginning of our pub crawl, and that goes all night to Tomato Bar, and then Saints and Sinners, and then Cibula's and DuPont, 1 hour at each bar with the Wyoming Valley Pipe and Drum Band. So go to bed after that. Wake up, come and participate or see the Leprechaun Loop, our 1 mile run/walk, which is going to start at William Street, go down onto Kennedy, back onto Main, and end at William Street again, a 1 mile loop. And then noon is the start of the parade. So once that parade is over, it's a lot of stuff in a couple hours. Actually, a 24-hour span, pretty much, of crazy Irishness in Greater Pittston.
Yeah, definitely. And then after all of that is done and said, you know, people are probably wondering, well, how much longer, you know, you got to have a cleanup crew come in and clean up all the cotton candy and everything that's, you know, on the sides. And then when will the streets be reopened, and particularly the businesses reopening up?
That's a great question. The streets will open as soon as the parade is over. The lineup area, essentially down by Turkey Hill, can open a little bit earlier as soon as we send those cars. But really, as fast as the floats and units move, the parade is over. So we say it's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours at this point. But if a lot of people stop and talk throughout the route, then the parade goes slower. So it's kind of hard to predict. We say really not more than probably like 3 p.m. And the roads are closing at 10 a.m. in the morning. Everywhere in the downtown area, including lineup, including here, will be shut down at 10 a.m. So make accommodations if you live in the downtown or need to do business.
Right. And for some of those residents in the surrounding areas, you know, we have housing around here, and, you know, they're probably thinking, oh my goodness, there's going to be so many people. So, I mean, what do you have to say to them, too?
You know, I live downtown. I live a block away near City Hall. So I know living through events. I live through Tomato Festival. I live through the St. John's Picnic, which is very close to me. So you have to know it exists, and we do the best we can letting people know there's a parade on March 5th. So figure it out. I know that when those events happen, I don't necessarily park near where I live. I have to walk a little bit, but if you live in downtown, then it's something.
Once a year, so that's it.
It happens, exactly. A couple times a year we have events, and it's for the betterment of the people in the downtown, and I think everybody could appreciate that. And just, for a day, maybe don't plan your grocery shopping for that day. Plan it for Sunday, or, other things that you could accommodate us and help us out a little bit and be a little bit understanding that we're putting on a really big event for a lot of people. So as a downtown resident, I get it. I live it. So I know it can be tough when I have to park a couple blocks away because of the Tomato Festival, but I know it's for the good of the city.
Right. Now, people also are always concerned. They're like, wait a minute, there's the parade in Scranton. I want to see the one in Wilkes-Barre. I want to go all the way to New York and see that one, too. And, so it's nice that you guys are doing it on the 5th for the parade this year.
Yeah, our actually number one consideration when we formed our committee 3 years ago, actually almost 4 years ago, was we don't want to compete with anybody, especially Wilkes-Barre and Scranton, our neighbors. So we initially reached out to them and said, when is your parade for the following year, which would have been 2014 was our first parade. So this was in 2013. We figured out their dates, then we didn't take them. We don't want to be disrespectful, and not only that, we have to share the same resources. There's only so many pipe and drum bands and so many units that'll be in all the parades. So we want to have the best parade for everybody. So I like being the first. I have to say, everybody's kind of itching to get out of the gate, want to do something St. Patrick's related. So the fact that we're first, I think a lot of people are really excited about that.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the people who have families and like the young ones. I mean, they're obviously going to see the parade. Are there any events that are great for them as well?
We actually have a balloon artist that's going to be walking up and down Main Street starting at 9:30 in the morning until 11:30, and then she's going to come down to line up and be in the parade. So she'll be handing balloons out to children for free. They're free balloons, and she actually has a helper who's going to be down by the Y by the the race. So there will be 2 balloon artists handing out balloons for children. The entertainment and the band show will be nice, obviously, and we will have our usual vendors of the snacks and the gentleman with the cart full of toys walking up and down Main Street like every parade has. He'll be back too. So you can entertain your kids, buy them a nice little balloon or some little trinket to keep and remember the day.
A little something for everyone. Well, this is a great event, and hopefully everyone will come out and see the parade and see all the other events and festivities. And, you know, it's going to be a little bit different than everyone's used to with the Tomato Festival, right?
It is a little bit different than Tomato Festival.
No throwing tomatoes, right?
No throwing tomatoes, no throwing shamrocks, no throwing anything except for not candy. You can't throw candy from the parade, from the route. You're supposed to hand it out because we don't want anybody to get hurt and we don't like kids running out at the vehicle. So we say no throwing candy, just handing the candy out if you're in the parade. But no, there will be no throwing anything other.
So tell us a little bit about the actual day of the parade. What's going to start off? You got a mass, too, that day as well.
We do have a mass that's going to start the day, and I think that's a really appropriate way to start a St. Patrick's Parade Day, is to have a mass of celebration. It's going to be at St. John, the Evangelist Church. Monsignor Bendick will celebrate it. Everybody loves him. He's the nicest guy. So that'll be a nice, appropriate way, I think, to start the day. And it should be over in time enough to get to line up if you are in the parade or want to participate in the Leprechaun Loop. It's still enough time. The Mass will be about a half hour, 45 minutes. So you could still go to Mass and do everything else within the day. And that's why we put the Mass at 9 a.m., early enough that you can participate and still not be excluded from any of the day's festivities.
That is perfect. Now, we do have some special appearances in the parade that people should keep an eye out for, right? Let's talk about the Grand Marshal. We got Joan, and how did you choose her?
We chose Joan McFadden this year as our Grand Marshal, and she has just been around Pittston and leading different organizations in Pittston forever, for many, many years. She's a wonderful, classy Pittston lady. We love her. And it was really a unanimous decision within the committee when we come to the meeting to discuss Grand Marshal and take nominations. Everybody had nothing but supportive words for having Joan as our actual first female Grand Marshal, our 3rd year, so our first female, and we're really thrilled. She's thrilled. She can't believe that she's being honored. So she's a really sweet lady, and she deserves it. She's been a nurse supervisor for many years, retired now. She's in charge of the Jacqueline's Association. She's the president of that, so she's really a great lady in Pittston, and we're really honored to have her lead our parade.
And there's going to be a lot of familiar faces. And who else do we have?
We have actually the Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania is coming to be in the parade. His name is Mike Stack, and he's been to Pittston a couple times. He's thrilled with the renaissance of Pittston. He loves coming here. He loves seeing things that are being done, all the updates, all the new development in the town. So he's thrilled to come walk in the parade and see what an event in Pittston is like. He hasn't seen an event yet, and events in Pittston are great, as we know. So I'm excited to have him here, that he feels, on that day to come to Pittston and celebrate St. Patrick's Day in the parade, that he thinks enough of us to do that. So he'll be at the front of the parade as well. And other than that, we have the usual elected officials and representatives, lots of community groups, lots of sports groups, bands, businesses. It's just a
little bit of everything for everyone.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, you guys also have official merchandise for the parade, too. People are like, I need to go get a last-minute green T-shirt so they don't get pinched or anything. And you guys have parade shirts as well, right?
We do, but they're actually not green this year.
They're not. So you might get pinched. Watch out.
We decided, we've had green for the last 2 years, and we decided, people that collect the shirts all year long, or every single year, let's do something different for them. So we did black with green writing actually this year, and it's a long-sleeve T-shirt, and it has a beautiful logo that Nick Molasto of Nipa Tattoo made for us. And then our major sponsors are on the back of it. And you can get that shirt for $15 at our art gallery, Art on Main. So go see Maria and Bill. They'll be happy to sell you a shirt. She even offered to ship them if you're out of town. So if you want to just reach out to her, contact her, Maria Lavrone, at the Art Gallery, Art on Main. She will ship the shirt to you if you're out of town. But their hours are on their Facebook page, so that's an easy way to find them. And we obviously appreciate that support. The more people wearing our shirt, the better. So $15 for a long sleeve tee is a pretty good deal, and it supports the parade as well.
Perfect. That's great. And Sarah, it was really cold outside when we woke up this morning, and we decided let's do the interview right here at J.K. Holly. So want to thank them for letting us come down here and film this episode. All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. And once again, go check out the St. Patrick's Day Parade Facebook page and go support Pittston and the city of Pittston. And we'll see you guys next time on the Vinnie Langdon Show. Thanks so much.